Hey everybody, Jim Downey here at Jim Downey Glass. Today we're going to be making a glass heart, and I got three different types of glass here. I got this Chinese pink, which is really nice for making hearts, of course. I got clear, which everybody uses, but I got this wisteria or lilac. I can't remember what it's called. It's Chinese. It's translucent. What's cool about it is that it changes colors depending on the type of light you expose it to. In natural light, it kind of looks blue or bluish, but when you put it under a fluorescent light, it looks pink. And this is 12 millimeter, so it's big diameter. I don't need to gather it up. I can just like crank these little babies out, no problem. I've taken some 10 millimeter tubing and cut it into little rings. And that's going to be our what do they call them? A bail. It's going to be our bail, which is where the necklace is going to go through. So right now I'm just heating up the glass. I'm going to get a little ball on the end. I like to make my hearts about 1 inch long and about 1 inch in diameter. But some of my customers like smaller ones, so I'm going to try to make one a little bit on the smaller side this time. I don't know about you, but for me, making things smaller is harder than making them bigger. I can only go so big. So, I got, this is 12 millimeter, so I'm probably up to about 15 millimeter on that ball now. Let me see if I can get it up to about 20, and then I'll switch it down. Got to have some big mashers. And I'm going to squash it down to the 12 millimeter diameter of the rod that I'm holding. So I'm going to stay right there. I'm not going to squish any more than that. So that's about the size I got. Same diameter as the rod. There you go. You got to make sure you have some snub nose tweezers or scissors. You can have longer ones, but you're better off cutting it off, and I can probably take another 1/2 inch off of these because you don't really need it to be that long, because you're really going to put the glass like right in the cutting part there. No, I'm not. I'm gonna nip it on the end. That's right. What am I talking about? So I'm gonna go right in here and I'm gonna nip it. Like that. So I got 2 little lobes. Now I have a little scalpel that I can separate those lobes out a little bit more. Kind of looks like a cloven hoof. Something in the Bible about not eating animals with cloven hooves that don't chew their cud. Something ridiculous like that. My Catholic school upbringing is sending me reminders to my brain. Something about cloven hooves. Anyway, you kind of melt those lobes back and see you already got your heart, you already got your basic heart shape. All you need to do now is start working towards the point at the bottom. And I'm going to take these and I'm going to actually push it in each side to kind of start creating that point. So we're pretty much done already. But those lobes kind of melted more than I'd like, so I'm going to use my scalpel and I'm going to separate them out a little bit more, because I like a clear delineation. You want to have a nice sharp little area there in between those 2 lobes. I always look to see what lobe is bigger. One lobe is always going to be bigger. This is like one arm's longer, one eye is bigger or smaller. Looks like this lobe over here is the bigger one, so I'm going to put my loop on this side here. So that's this little thing here. I'm going to melt that into place. I'm going to mostly heat the lobe, but I got to heat this a little bit, and I'm just going to really push it in there. And then I'm basically just melting it into place. Let me turn my heat down here a little bit. Really melting that in. And then I'm going to stretch it out a little bit, because the necklace parts that I use 3mm rat tail satin necklaces. I make my own necklaces. I used to have somebody else make them. I make them myself now. So now I'm a jeweler as well as a glass blower. But once you get your lobe on there, I typically like to have the lobe on the right hand side. That's just how I like to roll. We're pretty much done. We want to make sure that the surface of our heart doesn't have any tool marks in it from this. So we will, when we pull off the bottom, we will double check to make sure we have a nice smooth surface. You can, if you make translucent hearts, you can sandblast them to give it the sea glass effect. This glass here, I think we can go either way. We can either go with sandblasting or not go with sandblasting. This heart's gonna look good no matter what we do. And this this purple bluish glass, which I wish I could remember whether it's called lilac or wisteria. It's not expensive. It's easy to use. It looks great. I mean, I'm not a big fan of buying shit from China, but this they got right. If there was somebody making something like this in the States, I would buy it. I'd even pay more money for it. But I haven't been able to find it. There's other people making purples, either opaque purples or translucent purples, but there's nothing as good as this right now. At least not that I've found. So now I'm putting the finishing touches on here. The hardest part about making these things is getting the point at the bottom right. That's important to me. I like to have as pointy as a point as I can, but because it's so wide, you know, you can't really do too much. I prefer to have the back part of the heart, the part that's going to lay against your chest, be kind of where the more of the point is. I guess I still got to play with that technique. But having a good point at the bottom is important to me. You know, it can be a short heart, it can be a longer heart, but there is probably like a perfect ratio between the length of the heart and the width of the heart. There probably is an ideal ratio, and I don't know what it is. So, for this heart here, the ratio that I've achieved, that is the perfect ratio. And now I'm going to hold it. I'm going to break the puntee off. I'm going to heat up that little sharp area where that puntee was attached. There is our heart. Let's see. This is the side it's going to be worn on. So there you go. It's going to be like that. It is. Where's my? I thought I had a little ruler here, but this is about 1 inch wide and probably 1.25 inches long. But that, my friends, in my opinion, is a perfect heart. I hope you enjoy watching.